these people out of Dallas, and she was professional about stuff, but there was just still something like, So anyway, I ended up signing my life away on this deal, selling my soul to this credit card company. And I think now, and I talked to you about it, they're still charging me for a month. I got to go to the bank. And I was like, this was the worst deal ever.
Yeah.
I got in with some more folks that were a little better. Still the same deal. There's something in those clauses that'll just catch you, So I got out of those. And then over those like few years, the credit card deal changed a bunch. I mean, people come in and pay with like, this is something else I had to learn when you're looking at the pennies. It's still, it's costing us $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 a year is what they would charge us percentage wise to use the credit cards, things. That's what I was like, man, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
One of them approached me like, hey, why don't you just pass that on to the customer? Well, I ran that by a couple of people that came in, of course, being small town old school, they're like, no, that's just robbery. And I'm like, man, I feel like I'm getting robbed.
Yeah.
Guess we're just gonna hold guns at each other on this deal. So I didn't do it for a couple of years, and then the company I had before you'd come in, they said, hey, we can do it. We just set up as 3% and just tell them like, well, by this time, going back to what I was talking about, like the Cabela's cards and all those reward cards and the airline deals, like they was just charging. The interchange rate was getting worse and worse and costing me more and more. I was like, I can't do this no more. This is, if y'all want to have these cards now, all these Amex cards and Bella's cards and Southwest Capital One credit card, all this stuff where you can go fly free. Somebody's paying for it. You know what I mean? Most times me. And so we work with them, but even then the customer service was a deal that these guys would come in. I had that guy would come in like once a month for like 6 months. And we finally switched over. After we switched over, I never saw that dude ever again in my life. He was good too. He was a smooth man. He was like, he'd come in like he'd buy a panel or he'd buy like a bag of feed or something. He's like, yeah. And anyway, never saw that guy again. So when you called and said you were doing it, I was like, I told you the whole deal. I was like, man, I want to be able to call somebody on the phone or somebody at least come by and say, hey, what's up? Is everything good, And which we had a little run in the other week.
Yeah, you had an issue with, what was it saying? It wouldn't connect to the host or something like that. We had a couple calls with support. It was going in and out. We thought we had it fixed. It didn't. Went through some more calls and ended up switching it to Wi-Fi from Ethernet, and then been smooth.
Yeah, come to find out the wire was bad, but the terminal's working. But like I told you when we started, I was like, I'd rather work with somebody I know. And that's a lot of the way kind of small town deal works. If I had to pay more to work with somebody I know, but I can get somebody over here to fix it, or get somebody on the phone that cares, not just be, hey, I'll call you back later. Yeah, let me see. Well, in the meantime, like we had 5 or 6 tickets that were just taped to the board up there. I'm like, I got to go track this person down. The person working here is freaking out. They rerunning. Inventory's off. I don't know what's going on.
I know. And you can call or text me, and I usually answer immediately.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Then it's kind of, it depends on the issue, but hopefully we can get it fixed right then. If not, at least we're working on it.
Yeah, so exactly. No, it's been good. And that terminal's more updated, and people, obviously technology's been getting way more updated. That one's updated, so I can send links. I've got a lot of customers that have ranches down here that don't live here. They live in Dallas, live remotely or something. So, a lot of the stuff goes through billing, up there in their businesses or however it goes. But
corporate ranches. And stuff.
So I can get on that deal and send a link to those guys, or get on the email now and send the email even through the terminal, and it's been a lot easier, a lot faster.
Instead of having to wait for a check to come in or for them to come by.
Oh yeah, snail mail, and well, I didn't get it. The postal service is fouled up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, you ride. They have accounts because they have guys that work there, and it's just easier. So we keep track of that and bill out monthly statements. But it's like they ride it for 30 days, and now it's 45, and so you got to wait to get your money back to roll it all in. So, any little hiccup in that line, sometimes it kind of causes a little friction.
Especially when you're operating on small margins, like we talked about on the feed deal, like net 30, net 60, net 90, whatever it is, like, and then somebody goes overdue, then you're out a bunch of money for that feed, and you're like, hey, where's that money coming in?
Well, and that goes back to what you're talking about, like the changes, and that I was mentioning. When that fuel got up there and stuff was getting tight and feed was creeping up, I knew it. I told that guy I was working here, I said, you watch, there'll be this old So, hey, we know you're small business, we'll, 45 days, or, you can kind of catch up and kind of lead them along like people lead you with the accounts, not on purpose, but just how it flows with your business. I was like, it's fixed to go out the window. I bet they're going to be either COD or they're going to want their money, like somebody calling, and it did. They were getting stricter as it went down the line. So, we had to get more organized even further and be able to find a way to appease those people, but get your money as fast as you can as well.
Yeah, I think it's tough right now too. I hear a lot of people talking about the economy and these business owners and these charity deals we go to and fundraisers and stuff. Everybody's kind of tightening down, not spending as much money. So now it's you got to cut costs as a business owner, cut costs, and like you said, just really tighten up. If you can save money on card fees, if you can pass that fee along, save 10-12,000 a year or whatever, like for a little business like that, like this here. I mean, that means a lot.
I mean, it'd be the difference in like, hey, do I keep doing this or not? You know what I mean? Like, I want to sell that lady some wild bird feed, but I really don't want to sit up here all day for free. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes, I mean, I've done stuff like this before. It's like if I make 10,000 a year off of running a business, I mean, that's good. Sometimes it's just a break even.
Yeah.
You spend all that time, and then at the end of the year, you don't have anything to show for it.
No, you're like, what am I doing up here? Right? What are we doing? Yeah, but you just gotta keep plugging along and make it work.